30th Devotional Thoughts for Women, written by Monica Diaz, read by Belinda Sainsbury.
A pleasant good morning, dear friends. Today, June the 10th, our devotional is entitled Small Beginnings, Big Endings. To climb steep hills requires a slow pace at first. Shakespeare. Dwight L. Moody, 1837 to 1899, came to be known as the greatest evangelist of the 19th century. On several occasions, he filled stadiums with capacity of 4,000 people in his home country, the United States. At a meeting held in the Botanic Gardens Palace in England, between 15 and 30,000 people gathered to hear him preach. Between 1874 and 1875, crowds of thousands at all of his meetings came to hear him. And as a result of so many people hearing him preach Christ, many converted. What's interesting is that those big endings had small beginnings. In fact, one small beginning. It all started with a decision. Moody made a commitment with the Lord that he would witness for God no matter what the personal cost might be for him. He decided he would not rest at the end of each day unless he could say he had spoken to one person about salvation. One night, Moody had already gone to bed when he realized that day he had not spoken to anyone about salvation. Without giving it a second thought, he got up out of bed, put on his shoes, and went out into the night in search of a soul to whom to speak about the Lord. He didn't even realize he was in his undergarments. He found a man under a street light and spoke to him about Christ. Years later, that same man went up to Moody during an evangelistic campaign to tell him how impressed he had felt that night. If you did that for me in your undergarments, not repairing on any of it because of Jesus, he said, I felt I could do no less. A small beginning can bring about what nobody would have ever imagined. Most of all, the beginning of deciding to make a personal commitment with Christ, along with responsibility and integrity. That apparently small first step will establish a solid base for the subsequent succession of steps. The kingdom of heaven was also like the smallest of seeds in the beginning, but became bigger than the other plants. The Lord accomplishes great things with our small beginnings. Start today with the decision you need to make. Take the first small step you need to climb a mountain. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 10.